Imagine being a barista at the millennial coffee cafe, only to be reincarnated into a world where only Sigma males drink coffee. If that's you, then this manhwa is just for you. So without further delay, let's begin our recap. Someone asks Princess Letia whether he may have a moment of her time. Latoya, standing at her side, requests that he state his purpose briefly. The man replies that he has brought their country's famous tea, specially blended with Princess Letia in mind, along with an elegant, custom-made tea set as a gift. Princess Letia responds that she will try it later, maintaining a distant composure. However, the man presses on, insisting that if she happens to like it, perhaps they could enjoy it together. He further adds that he would like to have coffee with her instead, remarking that tea is a woman's drink. Princess Letia opens her fan, her expression unchanged. It becomes clear that the man does not understand her intent, so she decides to make herself unmistakably clear. She expresses her dislike for tea and demands that it be taken away at once. She is Princess Letia, and she has no intention of indulging such persistence. The surrounding people begin to murmur among themselves, commenting on how cold and unapproachable she appears, how high and mighty she acts, simply because she is a princess. They whisper that she has coldly rejected a man's invitation at a social event yet again. It is said that she accepts only her father's escort, and because of this repeated behavior, society has given her a title, the Ice Queen. She is known for showing no friendliness at all, and for never having had a boyfriend. However, the first smile Princess Letia shows in public sends the entire social circle into an uproar. Attention swiftly shifts to the royal palace, where the king is having a drink. He asks whether Letia will be present in court that night as well. She replies that it would be for the best. Her mother then adds that, with the Vertehedric matter approaching, they need to decide on Letia's marriage partner soon. First and foremost, the man must be someone who can accept her bad habits. Letia already has her family's approval and has even studied imperial etiquette, yet this particular custom remains unacceptable to her. This is precisely why she created coffee. The richness and aroma define it completely, and it is undeniably the taste of coffee blended by a true master. The flavor stirs something deep within her, and Letia's memories of her previous life surface vividly. In that former life, she aspired to become a barista and worked in a cafe. The master of the cafe was famous for being stubborn, and she was only allowed to touch the espresso machine when no one else was around. Even so, she carried a dream of owning her own cafe one day. Eventually, she used her savings to travel overseas to visit coffee plantations. During that journey, the plane crashed. In her final moments, she wondered if that was truly how her life would end: abrupt, simple, and far too unceremonious. 8 years ago, in the kingdom of Helsinki, Letia was 10 years old when she approached her father and told him she wanted to drink that beverage because she was thirsty. Her father explained that it was a drink meant for adult men, and asked whether she truly wished to try something so bitter. She insisted, and when the drink touched her taste buds, all of her memories returned at once. Her father asked if it tasted bitter, but she replied that it was delicious and that she loved it. Both her father and her mother were utterly confused by her reaction. That single moment triggered the awakening of all her memories, leading to the present. Her shock deepened when she learned of the customs of this world. Here, women drinking coffee is considered improper. Because she is a pampered princess, drinking it in secret is permitted, but only just. Only her family and her closest servants know that Princess Letia drinks coffee. For the dignity of the royal family, and as a model for the nobles, she cannot admit it in public. Such behavior is expected of her position. On the contrary, as royalty, a thought crosses her mind. Could she make coffee popular among women as well? The idea tempts her, yet doubt follows closely behind. Even so, her desire to drink coffee remains unchanged. Suddenly, someone calls out to her, drawing her attention. The man announces that she has indeed been found here and states that he will be escorting her. He admits that he came in hopes that she might give him another chance. This man is Dimitra, a marquis and a high-ranking noble, widely rumored to be a strong candidate for her future fiancé. The king turns his gaze toward him and makes it clear that the decision ultimately lies with Letia herself. Dimitra, armed with his practiced charm and refined demeanor, makes his request with confidence, asking whether she would grant him the honor of being her partner at the ball. Princess Letia, however, shows no hesitation. She orders him to leave, stating that she is not in the mood, and adds that she will invite him another time if she so chooses. Her family watches her closely, their eyes filled with unspoken questions. They wonder whether Dimitra is truly unfit to be her marriage partner. Letia responds calmly, explaining that a perfect nobleman should not tolerate even the slightest contradiction. She is certain that Dimitra would use that charming smile of his to skillfully pressure her and push her into compliance. If it means giving up coffee, then she has no intention of getting married in this world. That much she has already decided. She resolves herself then and there. She will spread the charm of coffee regardless of status or gender. Everyone will be allowed to enjoy coffee freely, even if it means becoming a rebel who defies the kingdom's long-standing rules. She does not care what others say or think. After all, she is the Ice Queen. Tea is being poured as Princess Letia sits quietly, her gaze unfocused as she wonders just how unbearably boring all of this feels. A maid approaches her politely and asks whether she would like a refill, adding that she can also prepare a different kind of tea if she wishes. At that moment, Letia speaks up to her mother, saying that she wants to drink the beverage they had the other day, coffee. The noble ladies around them immediately begin to murmur among themselves. Letia senses the shift in the atmosphere at once, and an unpleasant feeling settles in her chest. The queen intervenes, telling Letia that this is enough for her for today. Before the matter can fully settle, an elderly noblewoman speaks up, remarking that it is understandable that young Princess Letia would not yet know the customs of their country. In their society, tea is regarded as a lady's drink, while coffee is considered a gentleman's beverage. For a girl to partake in coffee is deemed improper and demeaning. Later, back in her private chambers, Letia feels thoroughly flustered. The coffee she had earlier has already gone cold, just as she feared. It is all because Dimitra interrupted her at the worst possible moment. It had been such a perfectly brewed cup, and now it is ruined. She finds it frustrating that coffee is considered a gentleman's drink in the first place. Deep down, she wishes that this custom would simply vanish altogether. A lady-in-waiting arrives and suggests that, for a change of pace, Princess Letia might like to take a look at the gifts prepared for the ball. Letia agrees, saying that she thinks it would be a good idea. Letia then tells her maid, Bridget, that she must be busy preparing the dress, so there is no need for her to accompany her. Tonight is the ball hosted by the royal family, and it is customary for nobles invited to such an event to present gifts to the royal empire. This time, as always, the number of gifts is astonishing. The butler arrives, calling out her name. Letia notices that he seems especially busy today and asks whether she might be interrupting him. The butler replies that it is not a problem at all and tells her that if anything catches her eye, she should not hesitate to inform them. Originally, these gifts were meant as a way to express gratitude for the invitation, with offerings from the nobles, own domains meant to showcase prosperity and loyalty to the royal family. Now, however, the gifts have changed. Beautiful clothes, exquisite accessories, expensive goods, and rare antiques dominate the room items chosen purely for their visual splendor. At this point, it has become nothing more than a contest of vanity among the nobles, a way to appeal to the royal family. Letia thinks that while the flowers displayed are truly breathtaking, it feels excessive to gather so many more than necessary. Her attention is drawn to one particular offering, and she wonders where it came from. Surely no noble would present something like berries as a formal gift, meaning they would likely be disposed of without a second thought. Suddenly, this catches Letia's eye. She asks a maid whether she might take a closer look at it. Her breath catches when she realizes what she is seeing. Without a doubt, these are coffee cherries. She immediately tells the maids that she would like to take this plant. The maids look confused at first, but faced with her earnest expression and gentle insistence, they hesitate. Letia asks again, her face bright and hopeful. The maids grow flustered and explain that the gift came from a neighboring country. They say they will check the list at once and ask her to wait for a moment. It turns out that the one who sent it is a marquis from the neighboring nation. Letia realizes that she has never paid much attention to foreign cultures before. The ribbon tied around the plant is slightly clumsy, yet it is arranged according to the traditions of his own domain. This suggests that the sender is someone not strictly bound by the rigid customs of today's nobility, a noble who understands markets beyond his own country, someone different. Letia finds herself wondering what kind of person he might be. Soon after, another lady arrives and informs Letia that someone is waiting for her, and that everything is ready. Letia moves to the adjoining room, opening the door as it is time to change her shoes and accessories. At last, she is fully prepared. A maid asks her how she looks, and Letia remarks that everything seems right, except for the ornament near her ear, suggesting it be adjusted. Letia feels slightly conflicted about wearing a decorated ribbon like that. When asked whether she has any plans, Letia answers that she will show the gift. After all, Letia must let the man who sent it know that she has received the coffee flowers. As expected, he is not good with places like this. An indescribable discomfort settles over him. He, who is the captain of the Lemonade Kingdom's Night Order, becomes Lucas Precious Marcus of the kingdom 3 years ago. His kingdom's first Night Order achieves victory in the long-standing war with the neighboring country. As the one who leads the Night Order, he is praised as the hero of the kingdom, the man who brings peace to the nation. As a reward, the king grants him the title of Marquis, along with a territory. The granted territory consists mostly of a vast plantation dedicated to cultivating coffee. With the help of residents and servants, he manages it somehow, or so he believes. The management remains imperfect even now, and he knows he has been poor at it, yet he plans to improve from this point onward. The only problem is that since he becomes a marquis, he must marry a woman of the noble class. However, even though the main industry of the territory is coffee bean cultivation, it seems that no woman wishes to marry into it, or so the rumors say. At such a time, he receives an invitation from the friendly nation, the Parsa Kingdom. Honestly, he is still not good with social gatherings, but he wants to seize this opportunity to make connections and meet people. No matter what, he must form a marital bond with a noble woman to repay the king's favor and to further develop the marquisate. The butler questions whether he wishes to prepare a gift for the ball, explaining that he can arrange something fashionable if needed. Lucas wonders why this is necessary, believing that at a royal ball hosted by the royal family, one should present a specialty from one's own territory. The butler acknowledges that this is the logical choice, yet warns that bringing a mere territorial specialty may lead to embarrassment, as modern customs favor offering something more splendid than the original product. Lucas, however, feels genuine pride in his territory. The butler sighs and expresses his understanding. Preparations move forward, and what they decide upon is the specialty of the land itself, carefully selected coffee cherries from their territory. The butler accepts the decision and takes responsibility for arranging everything. At the ball, Lucas looks around repeatedly, wondering whether he has caused trouble after all. As expected, the world of nobility is something he simply cannot grow accustomed to, no matter how much time passes. Finally, His Majesty the King and Princess Letia enter the hall. Lucas notes that this is the King of Helga, and he resolves to pay his respects later. People begin to murmur at once, whispering that Princess Letia is beautiful, yet that her expression is cold again today. It seems that once more there is no suitable general escorting her, and she is instead accompanied by the king himself. The whispers grow sharper, claiming that she has no intention of dancing with anyone tonight either, no matter what. When they look at her, there is not even a hint of friendliness. It feels as though an icy chill surrounds her very presence. Lucas observes that her expression does indeed appear restrained, though he finds it improper for people to gossip so freely about a princess of the kingdom. Still, he cannot deny that the rumors fit her reputation as the so-called Ice Beauty Princess. Suddenly, however, his attention is drawn to the hair ornament she is wearing. His eyes fixate on it, because he remembers how the butler had made such a fuss about decorating the basket at least a little, tying it carefully with a blue ribbon. That ribbon looks strikingly similar. He wonders if it is merely his imagination, yet no matter how many times he looks at it, the resemblance remains. He questions why the princess would be wearing something like that at all. At that very moment, Letia's eyes meet his. She smiles and suddenly dashes toward him, causing another wave of murmurs to ripple through the hall. People whisper in disbelief, questioning whether she truly smiled just now, and why she is heading straight for Lucas. She stops before him and identifies him as Marcus Lucas Precious of the Luminate Kingdom. He confirms that it is indeed him. She introduces herself proudly as Princess Letia and apologizes for her sudden approach. Lucas is momentarily taken aback, feeling flustered, and admits that he is honored that she knows his name, though he wonders how she learned it in the first place. She asks him whether the ribbon looks familiar, and once again expresses her gratitude for the wonderful gift. Lucas begins to blush, remarking that what matters most is that she likes it. As a noble, he knows what is expected of him at a time like this, and he gathers his courage to ask her if she would like to dance with him. She seems a little taken aback, which makes him worry that he may have done something wrong, especially since he knows that Princess Letia does not dance with anyone. To his surprise, however, she offers her hand to him and agrees with pleasure. The two of them begin to dance together while people around them continue to gossip, wondering what in the world Princess Letia is doing. As they dance, Letia asks Lucas whether the ribbon suits her. He replies that he thinks it does, though inwardly he reminds himself that he needs to calm down. Letia then mentions that she has heard from her father that the precious territory possesses a vast coffee cherry plantation, where those red jewels must surely spread out endlessly across the land. Lucas responds with visible joy, explaining that when the fruits are harvested, they are beautifully ripened. She asks whether he goes to the plantation himself, and he replies that if there is an opportunity, he would very much like Princess Letia to see it as well. She grips his hand and agrees enthusiastically. Then, leaning closer, she whispers to him that he should please come to the king's office later, as she intends to introduce him to her father personally. Lucas comes because he is told to do so, yet he cannot stop wondering what she could possibly want from him. He answers properly, stating that he is Lucas, head of the Marquis family of his kingdom. The king appears pleased to see him and welcomes him in. Lucas steps inside and offers his thanks. As he does, he quietly takes note of the surroundings. 5 guards in total, 2 stationed in the hallway, 1 standing by the door, and another concealed beneath the desk, attempting not to be noticed. Lucas expresses his gratitude for being invited to the ball, though inwardly his thoughts churn. He wonders whether he committed some sort of rudeness during the dance earlier, and more than anything, he questions why he has been summoned here at all. Instead, the king suddenly pats him and declares that Lucas will take his daughter as his bride, entrusting Princess Letia to him. The words leave Lucas completely bewildered. He admits that he cannot follow what is happening. The king reacts with disbelief, realizing that his daughter has once again rushed ahead on her own. Clearing his throat, he explains that he is considering giving his daughter, Letia, to Lucas in marriage. Lucas can hardly believe what he is hearing. A princess of a kingdom is being offered to him in marriage. Even though he once served as captain of the Night Order, he is still a commoner who rose through the ranks by merit alone. The king continues, stating that it is not a bad offer for Lucas either. Marrying the princess would undoubtedly strengthen ties between their kingdoms and contribute to the development of Lucas's territory. Still, Lucas does not understand why she would choose him. She is the first princess, raised in luxury from birth, and he cannot imagine her enduring life in his farmland-filled territory. The king then adds that, above all else, it seems that Letia genuinely likes him. This only deepens Lucas's confusion. The king points out that this is the first time his daughter has ever shown interest in any man. Lucas can only stand there, stunned by the realization that such a beautiful woman has taken a liking to him. The king asks Lucas how he truly feels about her and what he thinks of Letia. Even though he has only just met her, Lucas cannot get her ever-changing expressions out of his head, and he realizes that he has never felt this way before. Because of that, he answers honestly that he finds her incredibly kind. The king smiles at this and agrees, pride shining clearly in his eyes, as Letia is truly a treasured daughter to him. Lucas's first impression proves correct, and it becomes clear that rumors cannot always be trusted. The king then says that there is one more thing he wishes to confirm regarding Letia. Even among the nobility, women drinking coffee are considered improper. Lucas appears genuinely unaware of this. He has been so focused on managing his land that he remains ignorant of such customs, and he apologizes for his lack of knowledge. However, when it comes to the specialties of his territory, he believes there should be no objection if she enjoys them. The king responds that this is a wonderful answer, and that by Lucas's side she may enjoy coffee freely. Lucas readily agrees. At that moment, Letia suddenly appears from nowhere and asks whether Lucas is truly not lying about that. Lucas is startled, wondering what she is doing hiding there in the first place. Letia moves closer to him, almost jumping with excitement, and declares how happy she is. She has always been fascinated by the coffee industry, and once she becomes his wife, she intends to work hard to help develop the territory. Lucas struggles to understand, and wonders whether she truly comprehends what that means, as she would be leaving behind everything connected to the royal family. He asks again whether she is truly certain, knowing that life in his territory would simply mean enjoying coffee and living among plantations. She responds with absolute certainty. Lucas hesitates, reminding her that he is not a noble raised in luxury and that he cannot provide the lavish life to which she is accustomed. Letia counters this by expressing that coffee cherries shine brighter to her than jewels, making it clear just how much she values the specialty of his land. Lucas still insists that he is merely a former commander knight. She argues back that it does not matter, because what she wants is him. Accepting all of this, Lucas steps forward and offers his hand, declaring his intent to marry her. Letia places her hand in his without hesitation, agreeing with wholehearted pleasure. The king finds the sight deeply satisfying, noting how wonderful they look together, and declares that he will speak with the king of Lucas's kingdom to formalize this alliance between them. Lucas smiles and says that he looks forward to the day they can drink coffee together. Letia smiles back, expressing her excitement and gratitude at the thought of sharing coffee with him. She realizes that this is the first time he has said something like that to her, and her excitement only grows. When her attendant questions whether she said something just now, she blushes and insists that it is nothing at all. In truth, she is eagerly looking forward to it, because she will finally be able to visit the coffee plantation she missed in her past life. Her second life, at last, begins here, with coffee. 1 month later, at the Lucas kingdom, the carriage comes to a gentle halt. Letia steps down as Lucas offers his hand, guiding her with steady assurance. As she places her hand in his, she accepts the reality before her. From today onward, she becomes the Marchioness. From this day forward, her long-anticipated coffee life truly begins. The wedding is held at the Grand Cathedral in the royal capital of the Lucas Kingdom. Sunlight pours through stained glass, bathing the hall in solemn brilliance. During the ceremony, as vows are spoken and blessings bestowed, the bride's thoughts wander despite herself. She cannot help imagining her future visit to the coffee cherry plantations. She wonders about the varieties grown there, about their bitterness and acidity, about the richness of their aroma, and just how vast the plantations might be. The thought excites her so much that she even imagines creating her own original blend someday. The king of the Lucas Kingdom formally welcomes her, expressing that he has long looked forward to meeting her. Letia responds with grace, presenting herself with composed confidence and a sense of honor at being received by the kingdom's ruler. Even so, she reminds herself to focus. This is the ceremony, and the king himself stands as a witness. This moment will be remembered in history. The king reflects upon what he has heard of her, including the rumors that she has mastered even the art of kingship. She acknowledges this as one of the many disciplines to which she devoted herself. The king finds this admirable. He remarks that, while Lucas possesses unmatched strength on the battlefield, he is slow to adapt to noble society. With her by his side, the king hopes she will become the pillar that supports and sustains their hero. Letia feels the weight of those expectations settle gently upon her heart. The king's words are true. From this day on, she is the wife of Lord Lucas. And yet, even now, her thoughts had strayed toward coffee. Lucas, however, never allows himself to be swayed by rumors or public opinion. He accepts her exactly as she is. The coffee plantations are certainly a wonderful bonus, but more than that, it is the simple promise that they will drink coffee together that fills her with happiness. Wanting to return his kindness, she resolves to do her very best to become his support in this land. Lucas watches her closely, attentive as always. When he checks on her condition, she reassures him softly, signaling that she is fine. Still, she wonders whether he noticed her tension. She believes she had hidden it well, yet he always seems to notice these small details. He is constantly watching over her. At last, the moment of the ceremonial kiss arrives. She realizes she had not thought that far ahead. As she closes her eyes, Lucas moves with care, sensing her hesitation, and places a gentle kiss upon her forehead instead. The gesture leaves her stunned. Once again, he noticed her feelings without her having to express them. His kindness feels endless, and she is certain of it when she senses his determination to make her truly happy. With him, she feels she can simply be Letia. Soon the carriage resumes its journey, drawing closer to the Lucas territory. As they arrive, people gather along the road, offering congratulations and warm blessings for the newlyweds. Letia looks out the window, quietly taking in the sight. To think that they would welcome her so warmly fills her chest with emotion. Lucas states that it is only natural, because she is now one of them. Letia immediately notices that only a moment ago, he addressed her as Letia, yet now he has returned to calling her princess again. Lucas explains that the words simply slipped out unconsciously. Letia reminds him that they are now husband and wife, and that there is no need to use such stiff and formal words anymore. Lucas acknowledges that she is right. Night finally settles in, and at last she has arrived in the land she has dreamed of for so long, the true home of coffee. Her thoughts drift endlessly toward the plantations. She wonders when she will be able to see them, her anticipation growing with every passing moment. Lucas observes her expression and immediately understands what occupies her thoughts. He reflects that she will be seeing the plantations every single day, whether she likes it or not, and therefore there is no need for her to rush. She then wonders when he himself last came to the plantation. He explains that he has not visited recently. He admits that he did not notice her excitement at first, but now that he sees how eager she is, he decides that if she wishes, he will take her there as soon as tomorrow. Her joy is unmistakable, and she can hardly wait. Lucas finds this contrast amusing and slightly puzzling. Earlier, she had been so nervous about the kiss, yet now she appears perfectly calm and carefree. He wonders if she has already forgotten entirely about their wedding night, and he concludes that such a thing would be completely in character for her. Noticing the chill in the night air, he decides that they should continue their conversation indoors. The two of them sit together, and she expresses her gratitude for such a wonderful ceremony. There is also something she has long wanted to tell him. She admits honestly that the first reason she ever approached him was because he sent her those coffee cherries. As he already knows, she loves coffee deeply, and learning that his territory possessed coffee plantations filled her with overwhelming excitement. Lucas realizes that his suspicions had been correct. However, she adds that it was never only about coffee. He has always been considerate of her, always accepting her no matter how she behaves or what others say. Being able to marry someone like him truly makes her happy. As her words trail on, Lucas looks at her and realizes that she has already fallen asleep, her expression peaceful and unguarded. His heart fills with warmth. From this day forward, she will also do her part as a member of this land. Later at the plantation, the farmer is startled by the sight before him and begins to blush in confusion. Letia calmly affirms that this is how it should be and that they should proceed. She reassures him that it is fine and that she will make sure not to get in the way. The farmer hurriedly explains that this is not what he meant at all, and he turns to Lucas, asking whether he is truly comfortable with his wife doing such labor-intensive work. Lucas responds that she herself said she wanted to do it, and therefore he cannot stop her. In that case, he decides that he will help as well, because he cannot simply sit back while a princess, rumored to possess an unbreakable will, happily works in the fields. The farmer can only stare in disbelief, wondering what in the world is happening. Eventually, they all sit together, and the farmer admits that even so, he is genuinely surprised. Who would have thought that a lady of her standing would be so skilled at farm work? Letia explains that she did not do much physical labor in her past life, as her parents managed land on her behalf. Because of that, she researched these matters extensively, preparing herself long before ever setting foot here. Letia moves through the steps of the plantation work with precise confidence, aware of every motion and gesture. She hopes that it does not appear unnatural, striving for a balance between skill and grace. Her mind, however, is never far from strategy. She begins questioning the farmer about the plantation's income. Half of the earnings, she notes, go to the kingdom, but what happens to the remainder of the sales? The farmer explains that the merchants to whom they sell often resell the coffee themselves. There is another merchant who wants to purchase the leftover stock, he adds. Letia listens intently, processing the information. It becomes clear to her that the farmer is being undercut. She recalls that even in her past life, coffee plantations often struggled because producers could not connect directly to retailers. Middlemen set the buying prices arbitrarily, creating harsh business conditions for those who actually cultivated the beans. She turns to the farmer and questions whether he can hold off on his next deal with the merchants. He replies that he does not mind waiting. Letia responds with quiet determination that she will take care of it herself, startling everyone around. The farmer wonders how exactly she plans to do so. Letia explains that if the merchants attempt to negotiate or demand bribes, she has a method to handle it. Her plan is strategic. First, she will raise awareness of coffee. By encouraging more people to drink it, demand will grow naturally. As demand rises, merchants will compete to secure business with him. When demand peaks, selling prices will adjust favorably. From this point onward, the farmer needs only to wait. Letia will ensure that the plantation turns a profit. The farmer admits that, if her plan succeeds, it would indeed be wonderful. Still, he questions why a noble woman would be so devoted to coffee, given that it is not customary for women of her standing to drink it. Letia explains that her love for coffee began in her youth. She used to drink it in secret, careful that other nobles would not discover her passion. She read extensively on the subject, determined to understand every detail and nuance. She believes that no one understands the charms and subtleties of coffee better than she does. Her dream is of a world where people of all social standings, men and women alike, can enjoy coffee together. For this reason, she is committed to making the plantation prosper. Lucas and those around him recognize the sincerity of her passion. To them, she is not a villain, but a true enthusiast, a pioneer in her own right. She even delights in being called a scientist of coffee, her happiness evident. Those observing her realize, once more, that rumors and hearsay cannot be trusted. Her actions speak for themselves. As the conversation winds down, the butler arrives to inform Lucas and Letia that it is time for supper. The three of them prepare to leave the plantation, their day concluding with quiet satisfaction. Meanwhile, Brad turns to the butler, curiosity in his voice. He remarks that the Marchioness is remarkable, but wonders if this marriage exists solely for the sake of coffee. The butler admits that it seems that way. Brad concedes that perhaps it is not his place to question, yet cannot help but inquire further. How is their relationship truly? The butler replies with a measured tone that no one can say for certain, though he has never seen Lucas appear so calm and content before. Brad smiles, a knowing glint in his eyes. If the butler observes it so, then he will believe it. Whatever the Marchioness brings to the Lucas territory, he decides, they will simply watch and see together. The Lord's wife manages the household chores and oversees the state. When her husband is away managing the territory, it is also her responsibility to govern in his stead. This is precisely why she needs to deepen her understanding of the territory. Lucas calls out to her, prompting her to wonder since when he has been standing there. He begins to laugh, noting that she has become so absorbed in her thoughts that she fails to notice her surroundings. He suggests that she take a break, reminding her of the promise to have coffee together now. She smiles warmly and immediately agrees, saying that she will prepare it right away. She brings the coffee, apologizing silently for keeping him waiting. The equipment she brought from her homeland has remained unused until now, and she is determined to make full use of it. Now, she will brew the coffee meticulously. Lucas watches, questioning if she intends to brew it herself. She affirms silently that she always brews it personally back home. It must sound strange to him, but Lucas clarifies that it is not the brewing itself that intrigues him. He is, in fact, looking forward to experiencing Letoya's specialty brew. Excitement glimmers in his eyes as he observes her prepare everything with care. She is about to demonstrate the skills she has honed in her past life. She begins by grinding the coffee beans, moving the mill at a consistent speed to ensure uniform particle size. While using a dripper and paper filter would make the process simpler, this time she employs a cloth null filter. Unlike paper filters, which have fine openings, the cloth filter allows more coffee oils to pass through, resulting in a smooth and sweet flavor. The nails of the filter are sensitive to drying, so they are typically stored soaked in water. She threads the nails through the metal handle frame, carefully positioning it at the chest level of the ground coffee. She levels the grounds gently with a stick, then begins to pour hot water as close to the grounds as possible. The first step is to moisten all the grounds from the center outward, ensuring the entire surface is evenly wetted. She holds the water over the grounds for about 20 seconds, allowing the coffee to bloom properly. The blooming process releases carbon dioxide from the beans and increases their surface area, making it easier to extract the beans' components. However, the balance of sweetness, acidity, and bitterness changes depending on the bloom time, so careful adjustment is necessary to achieve the ideal taste. This time, she allows a longer bloom to reduce acidity and create a smoother, easier to drink coffee. As she watches, the rich coffee aroma begins to waft through the air, signaling that it has reached its peak. Once fully bloomed, she pours water slowly and steadily while moving the null, completing her null drip coffee with precise, practiced movements. Lucas inhales deeply, noting that the scent is extraordinary, and he feels compelled to try some. He takes a sip, and his expression brightens. The aroma and flavor are completely unlike ordinary coffee, more refined, richer, and nuanced. Letia feels a surge of satisfaction, pleased that it suits his taste. Curious, Lucas asks where the beans are from. She replies that they are from Brad Farm, the batch they had received just the other day. Lucas remarks in disbelief, and she points out that she had assumed these beans were suited to a particular pruning method. She is amazed at how dramatically the flavor changes depending on the brewing method. Excited by the potential, she resolves to experiment further with these beans next time, imagining new possibilities for brewing. Lucas laughs warmly at her genuine happiness, noticing how she lights up when thinking about coffee. Letia, realizing her behavior may not appear very regal, offers an apologetic glance, but Lucas assures her that there is nothing to apologize for. He finds her enthusiasm charming and finds joy in seeing this side of her. Letia blushes and thanks him quietly. Then, she confides that she has been contemplating something new. Lucas, intrigued, wonders what it could be. She explains that she is considering hosting a tea party to serve coffee to the noble ladies. A few days prior, her maid had asked if she might taste Letia's coffee, curious about her intentions. Letia remembered that her maid always reacts strongly whenever coffee is offered. The maid protests lightly, suggesting that Lucas himself could taste it instead, but Letia insists that she wishes for the women to enjoy it. The maid, having no other options, takes a sip and finds it surprisingly delightful, noting that it is not bitter but delicious. Letia affirms this, recalling that even Lucas had remarked on how the taste of coffee varies greatly depending on the brewing method. Surely there must be coffee that women will appreciate. Lucas observes that the coffee Letia brewed indeed resembles a completely different drink, refined and appealing. The concept of serving coffee at a tea party for upper-class ladies is elegant and proper, yet it holds the potential to reveal the hidden charm of coffee to those who have never experienced it. Letia's mind buzzes with possibilities as she imagines the first step of the coffee bloom, beginning anew in this social experiment. On the day of the tea party, the ladies gathered in the grand hall, their delicate gowns glinting subtly in the sunlight streaming through the windows. One lady whispers to two others, commenting on the exquisite hair ornament she wears. The lady explains that she ordered it from the neighboring country. The others exchange glances and note that they must ask their husbands to obtain similar pieces for them as well. The women present are from the families of marquises and other current noble houses, all highly attuned to high society rumors and the latest trends. One lady mentions that she is particularly looking forward to the arrival of Lady Letia, who is expected to bring them a special tea later in the day. Another lady adds that the invitation promised something truly extraordinary, and they are eager to discover what kind of tea it will be. For these women, who delight in anything rare and unusual, Letia has prepared a very special treat. As the tea party begins, Letia greets the assembled ladies with composed warmth, expressing gratitude for their attendance despite the heat of the day. She hopes they enjoy themselves, noting that these gatherings will help her build powerful alliances in her mission to spread the appreciation of coffee. The ladies respond graciously, commenting that they have been eagerly awaiting her and that the weather is perfect for a tea party. Letia is pleased. The fine weather is a subtle but essential part of her plan, enhancing the ambiance and ensuring that the event proceeds smoothly. One lady, feeling slightly parched, asks if they might have some water. Letia shakes her head gently, explaining that on a day such as this, she has prepared a far more fitting special treat. The ladies exchange curious glances, wondering if she is referring to the special drink mentioned in the invitation. Letia confirms this and instructs her maid to bring it out. Finally, the coffee maker arrives, carefully presented as today's special offering. The ladies lean forward in anticipation, whispering among themselves. "Is this really the tea we were promised?" one asks. Letia explains that it is not tea at all, but a drink made from coffee beans, a specialty of her homeland, called Dutch coffee. The assembled women murmur softly, a mixture of disbelief and intrigue spreading through the room. Some think perhaps that coffee is traditionally a gentleman's drink, unsuited to ladies of their stature. Letia is aware that such assumptions are true, yet she feels strongly that they must understand and appreciate the unique specialties of her land. Resolutely, she serves the coffee herself. Astonishment flickers across their faces. Letia addresses the assembled ladies, confident yet gentle, remarking that she is certain none of them have ever tried this particular coffee before. One of the ladies replies candidly that they have not, adding that to claim bitter coffee could be delicious seems highly unusual. Letia smiles softly, explaining that this is no ordinary coffee. It is a special preparation that is not bitter at all. She clarifies that Dutch coffee, another name for what is called drip coffee in English, is also known as a cold brew. Letia continues, describing its origins and unique preparation. This method was originally devised to make coffee more palatable by slowly extracting it with water over 6 to 8 hours. The prolonged extraction reduces bitterness and acidity while enhancing the natural sweetness, creating a flavor distinctly different from iced coffee, which is merely hot coffee that has been chilled. She recalls from her past life the simple joy of watching each drop fall, the slow drip mesmerizing and precise. One lady, wide-eyed, remarks in astonishment at the size of the apparatus, noting that the coffee takes an entire 8 hours to make and is crafted with such extravagant care. Letia feels a warm satisfaction, glad that they are finally beginning to understand the craft behind the drink. The maître of the event, however, reminds her that the other ladies are waiting, and time is pressing. Letia clears her throat and announces that, since they cannot wait 8 hours today, she has prepared a batch that has already been extracted, hoping that they will at least taste a single sip. With deliberate care, she arranges small glasses, presenting them as elegant vessels for this unique beverage. Her maid moves gracefully among the ladies, distributing the coffee. Letia observes them, noting the careful precision of every gesture. She explains that on a hot day, a cold, refreshing cup of Dutch coffee is the perfect choice. The garden setting, chosen specifically for the hottest part of the day, is a subtle part of her plan to encourage them to drink cold coffee. Yet the ladies, versed in the manners and cautious observances of high society, display a strong initial resistance. Being seen drinking coffee, even in this refined form, is a bold act, and it is only natural that they hesitate. Letia, however, is the marchioness of her coffee state, and she cannot allow herself to be discouraged. With quiet determination, she picks up a glass herself, takes a careful sip, and declares, with genuine delight, that the coffee is truly delicious. Nothing surpasses a cold cup of Dutch coffee on a hot day. Encouraged, she invites the other ladies to try some as well. One of the ladies politely declines, still hesitant, but among the group, one lady has already taken a sip. Letia turns to her, eyes bright with curiosity, and asks what she thinks. Observing the subtle expression on the lady's face, Letia briefly wonders if the reaction is disappointment, fearing perhaps that the coffee is not to her taste after all. To her surprise, one of the ladies remarks on how delicious it is, leaving the others momentarily confused. The lady describes the coffee as having a clean, rich body with even a hint of sweetness. The other ladies exchange glances, puzzled, and murmur among themselves, questioning how something that is supposed to be bitter can actually taste sweet. Curiosity gets the better of them, and they each take a sip. As the flavor hits their palates, the confusion melts into astonishment. They realize the coffee is genuinely not bitter. Just a single sip is enough to reveal its delightful taste, and the realization spreads across their faces. Letia feels a surge of joy and disbelief. The noble ladies are actually drinking the coffee and enjoying it. The sight of their delighted expressions makes her heart flutter. She wonders if she might be dreaming. Handmaid, noticing her reaction, reminds Letia that she has always known she is extraordinary. Yet the tea party is far from over. Letia, mindful of propriety, assures the ladies that both coffee and tea are available and encourages them to enjoy whichever they prefer, allowing the party to continue in a relaxed and pleasant atmosphere. The ladies respond positively, visibly enjoying themselves, and there is a sense that they have accepted this new experience, for now at least. At one point, one of the ladies, Countess Helen, a prominent figure in high society, leans in with a question. Letia had anticipated this moment and had arranged for Helen to be seated nearby. Knowing her curiosity and influence, Helen expresses her amazement, attributing the coffee's unique flavor to some rare or special kind of bean, as it is unlike anything she has tasted in the kingdom. Letia, however, calmly explains that there is nothing extraordinary about the beans themselves. They are quite ordinary, comparable to common tea leaves, and even come from her own domain. Helen is taken aback. In her territory, these beans are considered inexpensive and unremarkable. She begins to apologize, feeling perhaps she had underestimated the coffee or Letia's skill. Letia reassures her that there is no need for apologies. She elaborates on the true magic of coffee. The type of bean does influence the flavor, of course, but what is far more remarkable is how the taste can transform simply through the method of brewing. Any bean can yield a vast range of flavors if handled with care and knowledge. This is the true beauty of coffee. Helen listens, both surprised and impressed, feeling a newfound appreciation for Letia's insight. Finally, the tea party draws to a close. Letia feels a quiet sense of accomplishment, believing her introduction of coffee to the noble ladies has been a success. Yet one of the ladies, mindful of societal norms and the conservative expectations of noble women, asks Letia to keep the matter a secret. Letia nods in understanding, acknowledging the delicate balance between novelty and tradition, and reassures Helen that she fully appreciates the need for discretion. Helen approaches Letia with a small, almost shy request, and Letia feels a rush of surprise and happiness at the thought that Helen wishes to enjoy regular coffee just between the two of them. The idea that someone of Helen's stature would show such personal curiosity warms Letia's heart. Helen confesses that she has been unable to stop thinking about the coffee and wonders aloud if she might try brewing it herself. Letia responds that she does, indeed, brew it herself, and that it has long been a hobby she enjoys. Helen nods in understanding, remarking that when she likes something, she too wants to create it with her own hands. She shares that she especially enjoys making sweets, and that the fact Letia cultivates her own coffee beans demonstrates just how much she loves it. Letia's heart soars. This is the first time anyone has ever expressed admiration for her coffee in such a personal and genuine way. Eagerly, she encourages Helen to try another cup. Helen takes a sip and immediately notices that this one carries a slight bitterness. Letia, ever thoughtful, explains that adjusting the water temperature and shortening the extraction time can prevent coffee from becoming bitter. She emphasizes that the most important thing is to enjoy the coffee in the way one prefers. Helen questions whether she should add sugar or milk, concerned that it might dilute the flavor. Letia reassures her that there is no need to endure bitterness for the sake of tradition. Since they have sweets on hand, she suggests starting with milk first and, if needed, adding sugar later. She hands the cup to Helen, who sips it and is immediately struck by the mellow texture. The coffee is smooth, easy to drink, and pairs wonderfully with the accompanying sweets. Letia adds that Helen could even melt chocolate into the coffee, creating an indulgent treat. The idea delights Helen, igniting her curiosity and inspiring a desire to experiment with brewing coffee at home. She asks Letia if she could advise her on what equipment and preparations would be necessary. Letia is overcome with emotion and begins to cry, apologizing as she explains that she is simply so happy. She promises to teach Helen everything she needs to know and offers to prepare the beans and equipment herself. In return, she asks only that Helen teach her the art of making baked sweets. Helen laughs and warmly agrees, promising that it will be a fun exchange. On that day, Letia finds not only a new student in coffee brewing, but also a friend with whom she can share her passion. Later that night, she confides in Lucas, telling him that her first tea party yielded promising results. Lucas, impressed, assures her that it was more than decent. It was a great success, noting his surprise that any noblewoman drank coffee at all. Letia thanks him sincerely for allowing her to host the event. Lucas, curious, asks what coffee she prepared that day. Letia explains that she mixed coffee with gin, along with some berries and a touch of lime, producing a truly delightful blend. Her ultimate goal is for everyone to enjoy coffee more fully, not just the elite. Lucas muses quietly about her character, noting that she is unlike any other noble he has encountered, possessing an unusual charm. He is about to speak further, but Letia bursts from her seat, brimming with excitement. She declares that to encourage broader appreciation of coffee, she must appeal not only to the nobles, but to the common people as well. Beginning tomorrow, she plans to expand her courses. She dashes off, eager to get some sleep in preparation for the next day, bidding Lucas goodnight. Left alone, Lucas watches her go and quietly thinks to himself, wondering when, if ever, he will be able to compete with coffee. Lucas sits at his desk, buried in work. It has been 2 weeks since Letia became his wife, yet despite the passage of time, his thoughts are constantly with her. Despite these feelings, he and Letia have scarcely had the opportunity to spend time together in recent days. Since their first night as husband and wife, they have each been sleeping in their own private rooms. Lucas briefly contemplates suggesting that they share a bedroom, but immediately dismisses the idea. He knows he would not be able to sleep a single moment if they did. A soft knock at the door interrupts his thoughts. He allows the visitor to enter, and the butler steps in with a quiet. He carries a bottle of brandy and remarks that it is late, suggesting that perhaps Lucas should leave his work for another day. Lucas thanks him politely, but insists that he cannot. His work must be completed. He explains that he wants to be available whenever Letia invites him to the farm, or to enjoy coffee with her. But until then, his tasks demand his attention. The butler remarks on Lucas's dedication, clearly impressed by his commitment. Lucas leans back slightly, confiding in the butler, recounting the recent events that have stirred his unease. Just the other day, while wrestling with a particularly difficult stack of paperwork, Letia had gone to the farm without him. He had also heard that she spent 2 hours there talking about coffee with Brad, and earlier that day at lunch, she had made coffee, but he had missed it entirely because he was training. Lucas feels a pang of frustration, realizing that Letia is so absorbed in her passion for coffee that she seems not to notice him at all. Lately, it appears that she has been going out night after night as well, The butler inquires cautiously whether Lucas has visited her room during these nights. Lucas admits that he had intended only to invite her for a brief nighttime break, a quiet moment together. The butler reassures him, reminding him that they are a married couple and that such nights together are entirely normal. In fact, he warns that if Lucas neglects these nights, Letia might seek companionship elsewhere. Lucas immediately dismisses the idea, certain that Letia is not the type to behave so shamelessly. The butler nods in agreement, but adds that he has heard troubling rumors about Letia from her homeland, where she was reportedly called villainous. Lucas scoffs at the notion, dismissing it as nothing more than hearsay. However, before they can continue, both men are interrupted by a sound outside that confirms Letia is, indeed, out that night as well. The butler hesitates, lowering his voice. He mentions a rumor that has been circulating, one that has evidently troubled him. Despite her noble status, Letia is said to frequent taverns night after night, seeking the company of men, which is why she earned the title of villainous. Having had enough, Lucas rushes out, leaving the butler to wonder if he might have provoked him a little too much. The scene shifts to Letia as she enters the inn. A man recognizes her immediately, remarking on her presence once again. She proceeds to greet Morag and requests the usual place. Murdoch responds promptly, assuring her that it is coming right up. Letia had anticipated that a place like this would exist in this country as well. A place where the atmosphere resembles that of her previous experiences. A shop where laborers gather, the air thick with the aroma of coffee. The ambience of such a place is irresistible, even to someone like her. Women are generally not permitted in coffee shops, yet in a pub that serves both alcohol and coffee to laborers, she can enter without restriction. She has visited this pub many times before, and each time, the coffee brewed by Morag has maintained the same unchanging, comforting taste. Today is the day she finally discovers the secret behind its deliciousness. Morag employs a mocha pot for brewing, carefully timing the extraction for each cup at 4 minutes on low heat. This meticulous process ensures both the proper extraction speed and consistent flavor. Though mocha pots are typically renowned for producing espresso, by using the same amount of medium ground beans that would ordinarily be used for drip coffee, they can also brew a standard hot coffee. Another common method involves diluting strong espresso with hot water, but Letia wonders which technique Morag uses. Observing his precise method, she quickly realizes that Morag does not dilute the coffee at all. Curiosity about the amount of beans he adds fills her mind, and she grins in anticipation. The moment she tastes the coffee, she is met with an exquisite sensation. It is remarkably delicious, a cup capable of reviving the spirit. She appreciates the perfectly sized mug as well, noting that the flavor does not feel odd, which leads her to deduce that he must have employed a paper filter. Morag expresses his pleasure at her enjoyment, but he also warns, in his usual cautious manner, that a noble lady frequenting a tavern late at night will inevitably become the subject of nasty rumors. Before he can fully voice his concern, Letia already knows what he is about to say and preempts it, acknowledging that she is well aware. Morag understands, accepting that some things cannot be helped. She reflects on the recurring rumors that portray her as a villainous woman, allegedly indulging in clandestine activities with men during the night. Back in the kingdom, it was the same whenever she secretly visited pubs. Her sole desire was simply to enjoy a cup of coffee. In this world, she feels suffocated by such societal constraints. She assures Morag that as long as he is willing to look the other way in his remarkable shop and allow her to enjoy his prized coffee, she does not care what anyone says about her. Morag, in turn, assures her that she may visit whenever she wishes, but cautions her not to overindulge in late-night excursions, for he does not want any trouble to arise. Letia feels a surge of happiness, profound and uncontainable. She rises from her seat, revealing that her visit is not solely for nightly indulgence. When one thinks of taverns, the mind naturally drifts to gathering information, she notes, implying that she also seeks knowledge and awareness in such places. Letia wonders if Morag is aware of any women who share her enthusiasm for following trends. He remarks that if it is an oddball, one would be dyed in front of him. The famous figures around here, he notes, are the daughter of the department store and her friends. He observes that even the kingdom has a department store, and Letia would surely love to visit it. Outside, someone whispers to Lucas, speculating that Latoya and her father must shop here. They wonder why she would come to such a place, whether it is to drink alcohol or go on a secret date with a man. But Lucas quickly realizes that the aroma in the air is unmistakably coffee. He begins to laugh, thinking how characteristic this is of Letia, a woman frequenting such a place at night, inevitably inviting rumors of wickedness. Her maid, meanwhile, cannot believe that even after marriage, Letia continues to visit such dangerous places. When Lucas asks if Letia is inside, the maid is startled, but explains that Letia is enjoying coffee at the coffee bar in the pub. Lucas notes that Latoya must have brought her along. Did she instruct Letia to wait for her? The maid shakes her head. Letia simply does not have the courage to enter alone. Even if she approaches, she ends up telling Letia to go home, not wanting to spoil the lady's happy expression. Suddenly, some bandits burst through the door, demanding from Murat their usual mudwater coffee. This crude nickname rarely angers Letia, but the bandits notice a woman in the shop and rudely tell her to stop sipping such cheap coffee and join them. They attempt to pull her along, warning her not to ignore them, but as they remove her hood, they are taken aback to see her blonde hair. Seeing her up close, they realize just how extraordinary she is. One of the bandits begins to comment on her beauty, asking where she comes from, and suggesting that she keep them company tonight. Letia, however, refuses firmly, stating that someone who carefully brews the master's coffee does not wish to converse with such people. The man grows furious and warns her not to act full of herself. She retorts sharply, instructing him not to disrespect the master's coffee. Enraged, the man decides to use violence, believing he can force everything to his will. He raises his fist to strike, fully intending to hit her. Before he can make contact, Lucas intervenes, stopping him with a commanding presence. He asks the man if he was about to strike his wife. The bandit shouts at Lucas, demanding to know who he is and telling him to back off. Lucas, however, seizes the man's arm and throws him to the floor, leaving everyone in the pub utterly shocked. As the man regains consciousness, Lucas glares at him, warning him never to touch his wife again. The patrons begin murmuring among themselves, recognizing Lucas as the commander, realizing that this unfortunate man foolishly picked a fight with someone truly dangerous. Letia calls out to Lucas, expressing her gratitude and admiration for his strength. Lucas gently pulls her close, scolding her for coming to a pub at such an hour, clearly worried for her safety. Letia is astonished that he could be so concerned for her. He explains that strange rumors have been circulating, emphasizing that unlike her homeland, it is no longer only about her. Her actions could now bring trouble to him as well. She apologizes sincerely. Lucas then approaches Murat, apologizing to the master, and requests that the bandit be served a cup of coffee as well. Latoya is momentarily confused. Lucas explains that if she wished to drink coffee at this shop, she should have simply asked him to come along. Letia shakes her head, saying she could not, knowing he is busy. Lucas assures her that if she ever wants to go somewhere, he will accompany her anywhere, for he wishes to share coffee with her too. Letia is astonished by his words, for he always expresses exactly what her heart longs to hear. He takes her hand, asking if she has been hurt. She replies that she is fine, and is genuinely glad he came for her. He gently kisses her hand, explaining that he trained himself so rigorously in order to protect her in moments like this. The atmosphere feels sweet and tender, causing her heart to pound in a way she cannot quite explain. Together, they enjoy their coffee. Letia asks if next time he will accompany her to the town. Lucas responds affirmatively, asking if there is a particular place she wants to visit. She answers that she wishes to go to the departmental store. A departmental store in the capital stands as a vast establishment, gathering popular shops that cater to commoners, offering items for daily use. Every day, countless people flock to this place, making it the most bustling and thriving location in the city at present. For Lucas, this is his first visit, and he is struck by its sheer size. Latoya wonders aloud if it resembles the ones in her kingdom. While aristocrats who prefer custom-made orders often avoid such places, it is only a matter of time before it captures the attention of the ladies. For there is no woman who can resist shopping amidst a sea of enticing goods. Lucas observes with interest that the store even offers men's clothing, and the variety of both food and goods is staggering. Another lady notices that there are nobles present as well, and questions why they would come to such a place. She hopes they do not cause any trouble. Letia ensures that she does not wear anything flashy, yet her presence is still noticeable. Even in this country, the barriers of social class are rigid, yet if there is any place capable of breaching them, it is this thriving departmental store, fueled by ambition and the promise of opportunity. Even so, the notion that nobles deem it shameful to shop alongside commoners strikes Letia as regrettable. Particularly disheartening is that such charming and affordable items are available here. Lucas, meanwhile, notes that the clothing truly is cheaper than what he expected, a surprising and practical advantage of this bustling marketplace. She explains to him that the reason the clothes are sold so cheaply is that they are made in bulk. Lucas admits that he had never really considered this before. She continues, noting that department stores also offer the advantage of spotting the latest fashion trends, showing what is currently popular. She gestures to the young ladies around them, urging Lucas to take a look. At that moment, a group of ladies approaches, politely addressing Lucas. They recognize him immediately and remark that he is the former night captain. Lucas responds modestly, acknowledging them. The ladies, overjoyed to see him, swarm around and request that he sign their photo cards. Lucas is momentarily taken aback, unsure what a photo card is. Latoya, too, had not realized the extent of Lucas's popularity, though she recalls that, after all, he is the kingdom's hero. Smiling, she decides to move ahead to another shop, leaving Lucas to enjoy the attention and admiration of the young ladies.